All right. Okay, everybody, welcome. Super excited to have you guys here joining us for this call today. So this is our monthly Let's Talk supplements that Suki and I are putting on together because we think that this conversation is something that really is important, especially for us as, midlife women who are bombarded daily with all kinds of, what should we do, what shouldn't we do, and how do we navigate this? So our idea behind these calls was to bring you something that really was easy to navigate, that was easy to understand, and without the pressure of needing to, to do anything other than just be here and listen. Okay. So we are recording, so you guys can also receive this recording afterwards, and you don't have to worry about taking notes or anything like that unless you want to. You can go ahead and take notes for sure. Okay. I just saw somebody. There she is. Okay. There's Laura. All right. So I'm going to pull up my notes because I'm going to be honest, I have gone down a massive rabbit hole on the ingredients in some of the products that we're talking about today. And I'm a super nerd. So the reason why I'm pulling up notes is because I want to respect your time and I don't want to keep you guys here for the next 6 hours while I nerd out on clinical trials and studies and all the cool things that I learned. Okay, so I need notes. All right. So, all right. So, like I said, thank you so much for being here today. And I really want to say before we dig into this too deeply, that, like I said, this is not a sales call. Okay. This is an education first conversation. And these calls will always be education first conversations. They are about our lived experiences, they are real life conversations. Okay. So, Suki and I are not here, as obviously as women who have everything all figured out. We are here as women who are navigating this alongside you. We are the ones who are digging in and trying to help as much as we possibly can. And, for me, perimenopause was something that kind of showed up in multiple layers and all these different things that I didn't really know what was going on at the time. Sleep decided it wasn't my friend anymore. I would sleep, but then I would wake up feeling more exhausted than when I went to bed. My mood shifts were erratic to say the best. I was getting hot flashes. I was feeling less of that warm sensation, but I would describe it like it felt like my nervous system had completely short-circuited and my entire body was on fire. It was the most insane feelings I've ever been through. And, you know, in many of these moments, I remember thinking, why does everything in life feel so much harder right now? Why is everything taking longer and feeling harder? And the hardest part, I don't think for me was the symptoms, although they were insane and crazy. I think it was the fact that I was trying to figure this out all on my own. I was too, I wasn't sure who I could talk to and who was going through it as well. And being told on multiple occasions that, hey, this is just how it is, right? Or you go to your doctor and you hear, oh, well, there's no answer. And I know this was my experience. This was my version of the story of perimenopause, how it started for me. And one of the most powerful things that I am finding, and Suki and I are both finding in our communities, is that when these communications start to happen, when other women realize that, we're all going through it, but it may look completely different for each and every one of us, it's very validating. It's extremely validating to know that your girlfriend's going through it, even though it looks different, right? So, Suki, I'd love if you can to unmute yourself. Can you share a bit about your story, about, what's going on with you and how you have found this support so far?
Yeah, so for you want me to share some of my symptoms or
Yeah, just like share, let's share what perimenopause has started out to be for each of us, right? Because it's different for all of us. So. my symptoms are different than your symptoms, right? So,
Yeah, so I think for me, it started almost, I mean, it's probably been going on for longer than I realize because what I'm learning is perimenopause can show up like a decade before menopause, and even perimenopause symptoms can show up, yeah, like a decade before you go into menopause. And it can be various different things. So for me, I think it showed up a couple of years ago. One of the weirdest ones for me was, I don't know if anyone has heard of dead arm. I think it's right. Dead arm. So my arm and my shoulder was like so sore for no reason. I never pulled anything, never overextended myself in my workouts. I thought I slept funny, but the more I started asking questions about this injury, the more people are saying, "Have you ever heard of dead arm? Like it's something with perimenopause." And I thought, okay. Anyways, it lasted almost a year of constant pain before I finally got it sorted. So, anyways, that was the weirdest symptom. And then also itchy ears. Like I'm sitting there scratching my ear, and my husband's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "My ear is so itchy." So that's been another one, as well as sleep disturbances. Like I could sleep no problem, like dead for as long as I can remember until now. I have I wake up and I'm tossing and turning before falling asleep. And then, of course, the next day you feel groggy because you didn't have a good sleep. So those have been the biggest for me. And then also some months I'll just miss a period, like just randomly. Or like Victoria, I was telling Victoria this week, I just got my period after no, after it was late, and then I got it after 2 weeks later. No, sorry, it was late, then I got it, and then it came back 8 days before it was supposed to, and it's so heavy. Like as heavy as I remember getting my period when I first started menstruating. So it's just that's that has been my experience so far. And anxiety, actually, that's another big one for me. I'm not an anxious person by nature, and anxiety has really almost been debilitating how bad it's been. Um, yeah, so those have been my experiences so far. I'm sure there'll be more coming.
yeah, the anxiety and kind of that one kind of took me by a shock because I wasn't anticipating. I'm not an anxious person. I don't have, that stress or worry around that kind of stuff, but all of a sudden I was anxious and I was like, what? Why is this is so weird? So that was a strange one for me for sure. So thank you for sharing that, Suki. I really appreciate that that you're open to share and that you're here sharing with me because like I said, community is very important to both of us. And I want everyone listening to really hear what we're saying here, right? Because there's no single menopause or perimenopause experience that is better than anybody else's or like the same as anybody else's. Our experiences are so incredibly different across the board, and that's okay. Like that, there's nothing wrong with that. I've talked to women in our groups that are struggling more with the sleep, and I've talked to others who get amazing sleep. I've talked to some of you that the mood is the thing that you're like, I can turn on a dime. I can be happy as can be, and the next thing I know, I want to like stab somebody with a fork, right? So there's so many different shifts, and it's so validating to know that it's all just part of it, right? We're all in this together and we have community where we can come and we can talk and we can exchange and be a part of this together. So the real big thing that I want to share today, which Suki and I are so both very extremely excited about, is the HER CORE Menopause Support that just came out from Arbonne. And I will say, I had the opportunity to try this when I was living in Antigua because I could order through the US market and they had it before we did. And yeah, we want this. Okay, ladies, we want this. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say that for now. Um, but the her core, there's a couple different things that I really want to stress about this. It is a non-hormonal menopause, perimenopause support supplement. Okay. So this is not like taking a hormone replacement or a bioidentical. This is designed to help reduce the intensity of those common symptoms that we have in menopause and perimenopause. It's been shown extremely effective in the hot flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings, just overall symptoms, like that symptom burden is what they call it. So in the studies, they would give this checklist to the people and they had to check off what they did feel at the beginning versus what they felt at the end. And they noticed that there was a dramatic lifting in the symptom burden. So it's not a hormone replacement. It's not meant to override what your body is doing because this is a natural process that our body is going through that just needs a little support. Okay. This is designed to show up in a way that adapts and helps your body through the transition. So I want you to think about this. When we hit puberty, right? When we're becoming into our full cycle, our is about a 10-year time span. Okay. Then all of a sudden we expect when the reverse happens that like, bam, we're done and menopause is over and everything is fixed, right? We have to remember that we have to go through this transitional period and that is totally normal. Our bodies are going to do this. So the HER core is clinically studied. And one of the main components in this is called the Estro G100. So I found studies on this particular combination of herbs dating back to 2009. That's a long time that this product has been studied, right? We're like almost 20 years into this product being studied, being used, and it's also been used in traditional medicines for eons, decades before that even happened. So this combination, there's three herbs that make up the estrogen. And like I said, I have notes because if I don't have notes, I am going to nerd out on you guys. So I'm trying really hard not to go all the way down the nerd pathway. Um, these these three herbs that are put together, they are particularly very potent against the hot flashes, the night sweats, and the overall quality of the symptoms that were experienced in most of the studies. And what I really do appreciate about this is that it is a non-hormonal supplement, okay? So it's not going to raise your estrogen levels. Instead, it appears that it is helping the body regulate symptoms as a response during the fluctuating hormonal phases. So, what that means is that if you're somebody like me, I cannot handle hormone replacements at all. I can't like birth control, nothing. I cannot do it anymore. It's really bad for me. I can take the estrogen 100 because it is non-hormonal. It supports my hormones, but it's not going to create or add hormones into my body. Okay. The other one that's in there is grapeseed extract. Grapeseed extract has been a well-known and well-used tincture in the naturopath world for eons, for hundreds of years. And the reason why it's used is because it is an antioxidant that is going to support your cardiovascular health. So as we age, especially as women with the dropping in estrogen, we end up with things like the cardiovascular health starts to decline. We are at more risk of heart disease, of things that are involving our heart and our circulatory system. Okay, so grapeseed extract is an extremely potent antioxidant that is going to help while the estrogen is declining, it's going to help make sure that your cardiovascular health stays up here. I can actually remember my grandmother taking, she used to put grape seeds, the little nugget things, on everything she ate. And she said that that's why, because she didn't want her heart to give out. And her heart didn't give out. So there's that. And so there's a good size dose of the grapeseed extract in the product, so it's going to help support your heart. And then in the product, we also have a small amount of calcium and magnesium This amount is considered a supportive amount. So it's not a full therapeutic dose. And I want to be honest about that because if you're somebody that is on calcium or magnesium for, let's say, bone density or for other reasons, the HER core is not going to replace those. It is going to support those. So these are very bioavailable versions of calcium and magnesium that will help you make sure that your bones stay strong. Okay. Also, making sure that you're doing your strength training for your bones, right? So now that you kind of have an overview of what's in the HER core and how it works, I want to make sure that we talk about who is this actually for, right? Because this is real life. This is not just me, marketing to you. This is us saying, can this help you? Does this resonate with you? How does this feel in your body, right? Okay. So does anybody also, if you guys have any questions, please throw them in the chat. If I'm talking too fast and you want to like ask some information, please just throw something in the chat at the end. I will give time to go through the chat and answer any questions as well. Okay. Okay. So her core, the supplement, is something that is going to help the woman who keeps saying things like, I don't feel like myself, but I can't explain why, right? You're not sick. You're not broken down. You probably feel like maybe you're managing life okay, but there's something, right? How many conversations I've had in the last couple weeks where it's like there's something. There's something going on. I can feel it. I just don't feel like myself. Like something is different. That is what this product is designed for, right? That is why we are here having this conversation because your body is going through a transition and it needs support. Whether, whatever that is, how can we support our body? So if your hot flushes feel like you're going from just being warm to all of a sudden your entire body feels like it's been electrocuted, then this is something that you want to consider, right? The estrogen 100 in this product, the three herbs that are combined in that one capsule, very, very effective against that sort of thing that's happening. And these hormonal shifts are also directly related to our nervous system. Okay, so in this midlife phase, many of us have overloaded nervous systems, and we are trying really hard to navigate all the things in life at all the time. And so when your nervous system's already here, and then now your hormones are doing this, it can cause your body to have exacerbated perimenopause symptoms. Okay. So, what I love about this product is you're not taking it to shut down what your body is doing. But I like to say it kind of feels like it's turning down the volume, right? So, if you're feeling like it's really loud and it's really bumpy and life is really overwhelming, then you can start to turn that volume down a little bit, right? And the thing that I was in my studies, again, that I was reading, the thing that I was noticing as a common through all these studies that I was reading was that the most common things the women were saying was they felt that they were having fewer spikes of intensity. They were feeling the feelings less intensely. So one study I read, actually, I'm just going to nerd out for a quick second here. Sorry. One study I read, they really focused on how the mood and the emotions of the women were during different parts of the month during their cycle, as well as they compared the women on the estrogen 100 versus the women on a placebo. And the women who were taking the estrogen 100 noticed that their moods were more level. So they were able to cope with the stressors of life without feeling like they wanted I say violent things. I'm sorry. I say things like, you're gonna stab somebody with a fork. Okay, because that's how like we can feel sometimes. So the ladies who were on the estrogen 100 said they felt those intense feelings subside. And they were able to regulate, they were able to approach situations with a level brain, okay? They weren't like, flying off the handle, stabbing people with forks. So the other thing that really stuck out to me was a lot of the women in these studies were noting at the end of their 12-week trial that they happened to feel more like me. That was literally the line in all the studies. I feel more like me. And that to me is huge. It's a huge, huge thing because how many of us are sitting here going, I don't feel like myself. Like this is not me. I don't act this way, right? So obviously, mood and emotional reactivity are huge right now in perimenopause. So this is also going to help the woman who isn't necessarily depressed, but maybe she's just not feeling right, right? Like there's the more reactivity, the small things feel big. The snapping, then the feeling guilty, and maybe you're thinking like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Is this my new personality? Is this who I am now?" And no, that's the fluctuating estrogen. That's the cortisol being too high. That's our blood sugar being completely dysregulated. So the HER core is going to support those smoother signaling within the body. So those emotions feel proportionate again, okay? It's not going to numb you out. It's not going to make you feel like you're not you, but it's going to help you come back to who you are. And one of the big things that was also noted in the study was that these people, these women, were able to start to sleep better. Okay, so I really want to talk about sleep because it is extremely important as we're moving through this transition that we get into our rest and digest phase and actually recover and release what we need to in our sleep. But the catch is, as these hormones shift, they keep us awake at night. Like, who designed this? It's kind of bullshit, in my opinion, right? So here we are. If we're stressed out and in a space where we are doing all the things, we're overwhelmed, when you fall asleep, you're not actually falling fully asleep. Your cortisol is too high. You wake up exhausted. That was, for the longest time, that was me. I was so stressed out. I was exhausted. I would go to sleep and I swore to God I was waking up more tired the next morning and I did not understand what was going on, right? Or what about like those 2 a.m. wake ups? What the hell are those? That is so stupid. Like, why do we need, I don't want to get up right now. I'm totally fine to stay in bed, right? But this is our nervous system. This is our bodies going through these fluctuations and not really having the support that it needs to do what it needs to stay asleep, right? So the HER core, yes, is going to work really well to help you with that. But then what I love about this is it is I like to call it stackable. So I like to know that the things I'm taking can be taken together, right? So, Suki, you can probably talk to this too. The intercom, it's we talked about this in month one. So, ashwagandha, L-theanine, and saffron. These are three extremely potent neuroregulators that have been time tested and proven over hundreds of years, okay? Like my ancestors were using these things to help them fall asleep, okay? They are not new things. But what the intercom does, actually I have it in here because it's my nighttime drink. It helps you to regulate and to come to a calm base. It that's literally what it does. And for those of us that are like neurodivergent or ADHD, where your brain goes through 7,000 lists every 2 seconds, I find that it turns off that narrative. So I can actually calm down enough to go to sleep. So this in conjunction with the Her Core have been game changer for so many women for sleep, for feeling rested, for waking up, feeling actually like, hey, I got this the next day, right? And I love this because our goal here is not to like sedate everybody so they pass out and they're out cold until the next morning, but it's helping your body actually create a sense of safety within your nervous system. And that is so very vital, right? We need to know how to have that safety in our nervous system, how to reduce the cortisol, because if you're going to bed stressed out, your cortisol is way too high, and that's why it's peaking at 2 o'clock in the morning and waking you up, right? So some intercom, a good quiet meditation, bring your energy down and bring your nervous system into a space of like safety, right? That's what it really is, where your body can be like, okay, it's safe for us to go to sleep. All right. Anybody have any questions so far? I'm really trying not to nerd out, but I am like I love the science so much. So I'm sorry if I'm nerding too much. Okay, we're good. Okay. So I'm going to move into the inflammation part of it. So there's a big thing that happens when our estrogen goes wackadoodle all over the place. That's a scientific term, by the way. Um, our bodies actually get inflamed, right? Have you ever seen, you wake up in the morning and you're like, you have jowls that you didn't have when you went to bed, or like your eyes, you can't find them because your face is so swollen. And you know that maybe you had a stressful day, the day before. And then you go to sleep and you haven't unwound properly, and your cortisol spikes, and you're up at 2 o'clock and you're like, I don't even have to pee. Why am I awake? And then you wake up the next day and you're so swollen, your body is achy and sore. That is the inflammation. And this can make our body feel so much heavier than it really is, right? We start to feel achy, we feel sensitive to everything. I know when it was really bad in my body, I couldn't do my workouts. I would do some weight training. I love to pick up heavy things and put them back on down on the ground and consider it a workout. And I couldn't do any of it. I would try to pick up a 5 pound dumbbell. My elbow would be so sore, or like my shoulders. I was like, why? This is so painful. That was the inflammation that was systemic throughout my body. And so one thing that really starts to happen is that you want to clear this out. And so as you're clearing this out, you can, take the supplements. Obviously, there's some really great supplements that Suki and I can help you with, but it's also about pushing through and doing that resistance training to move the inflammation, right? If we just sit in it, we're just going to sit in it. It's not going to go anywhere. And the thing I love about resistance training is it's not about we're not punishing our body, and it's not about like, oh, I need to be skinnier or smaller or anything like that. This literally, the focus here is that I am supporting my bone density, I am supporting my insulin, I am supporting my body's confidence. I am supporting my body in what it needs right now so that we can age gracefully and really feel strong as we head through this phase of life. And so, like I said before, taking the HER core with the movement is really, to me, is a non-negotiable. And I love that it does have that little bit of calcium and magnesium in it that's going to support your muscle growth. It's going to support your bones and help you through this phase of life. And so, um, hold on, I have like three medical studies open, and I'm like, which one do I want to read now? Um, okay, so how does this actually work, right? What are we actually doing? How do we take it? How do we best support our bodies? Let's dig into that. So, from the research that I could find, I highly suggest that this is something that you take with food, ideally a high protein, okay? Protein matters in perimenopause. If you have seen anything that I've ever talked about ever, you know that I am like beating up everybody with the protein. You have to get your protein in. If your protein and fiber are not at top notch, then you're battling against unstable blood sugar, and it's just an uphill battle from there. So this supplement is something that you want to take alongside a really good protein fiber based diet. You want to make sure that you're getting that protein in at staggered increments so that you are stabilizing your blood sugar. This is going to reduce those hot flashes. It's also going to help with the anxiety and the energy crashes. And from what I've read about this product, the protein is actually going to help with the absorption of these herbs, right? So that you're not just taking something that you're not actually getting. You're going to take it, you're going to absorb it, it's going to go, it's going to support your body, and it's really going to make a difference. So, we're talking about things like the anxiety, the irritability, the sleep issues, right? All those things that are part of this bigger picture. I do suggest adding in the intercom for your nighttime if you can. That's great. These capsules you only need to take in the morning. So they suggest, in the morning with food, and then you're good for the whole day. One thing I did note is that these are cumulative. So, like most herbs and adaptogens, your body needs time to kind of build like stocks in the product, if that makes sense. So it is cumulative. So you're not going to, it's not like an aspirin where you're going to take it and then poof, the pain's gone away, right? Your body needs time to work with it, to train with it, and to build this new normal, this new stable. The intercom is the same. The ashwagandha, L-theanine, and saffron, they are also accumulative herbs and adaptogens. So you want to give them time to work, right? So I say if you can give yourself at least 4 weeks to really be diligent and consistent and put yourself first, you are going to notice a huge difference in how your body is reacting. Okay. So let me just check that I have covered all the stuff I wanted to cover. So, and I do want to say, as much as I love supplements and I love supporting the body, whether it's through holistic nutrition, movement, or supplementation, the biggest thing for Suki and I, and the whole reason why we wanted to do these let's chat monthly calls, is because we wanted to build community. We want to build a room like this where you can come and you can hear what we have to say, but also you can see that there's other women in this room that are probably like nodding along saying, "Yep, I've experienced that," or, "I've stabbed somebody with a fork too," So this is going to help you. Like, I know you're all laughing because I know, or like the person chewing beside you, you just like wanna, can you please just, I've done it. I'm not gonna lie, totally done it. So that's what this is all about, right? If you guys leave this chat and all you get was that crazy bitch stabs people with forks, that is totally fine. I am so happy that you were here to participate in that. But if you leave here and you're thinking, okay, so I need some of that support or I need some of that community, that's what we're here for, okay? So, um, I don't have any real more sciencey stuff to share with you guys. And I just want to say that if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat or unmute yourself. Um, the only thing I do want to say, because I think it's really important that we also talk about who shouldn't take these. So if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, don't take these products. But obviously, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you're not going through menopause. So obviously, people who are on blood thinners should consult their doctor prior to taking them, as well as if you have been managing like seriously complex medical conditions, you never want to add something in without discussing, probably with a pharmacist is the best to find out if there's any drug contraindications there. Okay. So, do we have any questions, guys? I did talk a lot, but do we have any questions? I'm gonna go into the chat, but if there's anything that you want to ask, go ahead. Um, okay, Suki wants to stab her husband with a knife in the eyes. I don't feel so bad stabbing people with forks,
Whatever works.
right? Like, shut up. No.
I literally said that
Um,
to him the other day. I was like, "Can I stab you? I'm not actually going to do this, but like, I have this urge to stab you in the eye and just watch blood gush out of your eye." He's like, "Why?" I'm
Nope.
like, "I don't know. I mean, I'm not actually going to do it. I love you very much, but this is called perimenopausal rage for no reason."
And
Yeah.
it's and you get to that point and it's like I can't I don't know how to hold myself back.
Yeah.
You just get so angry and so like it's just like ah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And
Very
that
true.
it's so true, right? Like that's that hormone, just the hormone fluctuations, and it makes you crazy. And there's a huge part of the science behind what's happening in our brains as well, which would be a totally different call than this one, but it is massive to see the shifts that are happening in our brains. And it's not something that we talk about enough, that there is a mental aspect to perimenopause and menopause that shifts. And I also want to say that, we often hear the story that, oh, I'm done with it, right? I've had so many women say to me, oh, I'm 52 and I'm done. Like I'm done. And I'm like, no, sweetheart. No. This is a
Goes on
long
forever.
road.
Are
Yeah.
you ever done?
No,
Honestly, no.
I'm
nope.
No.
56
Yeah.
and I swear it's been over 10 years.
Yeah.
No, no. You will be in postmenopause forever and dealing
Yeah.
with hormone
Ever
fluctuations.
and
And
ever and
yep,
ever.
Yeah.
yep.
And I don't even know who I am anymore. Like I don't know who am I? I have no idea anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's normal? I have not a clue.
Yeah, and that's one of the weird things that happens in our brain. Our brains literally, the chemistry in our brain literally changes in this phase. And
Mhm.
so like I said before, you think about it in puberty, right? You're a little tiny kid and then you go through 10 years of puberty and you become an adult. And like, do you remember? I don't know about you, but like my late teens, early 20s, I didn't know who the hell I was either. For the longest time, I was like, I'm supposed to be an adult. I don't feel like an adult. I don't
A
want to do the
long time
adult
ago.
things, you know? And now
I think this is a stage of life where we're becoming the most real, though. I mean, I really feel like there's been
Mhm.
a huge shift in my personality,
Yeah.
probably for the better, as far as, tolerance for BS,
Hmm.
stopping people pleasing,
Hmm.
being more honest and honest with my husband, with my family,
Hmm.
more outspoken, which I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
So, I think for that, what you were saying, where you don't even know who you are now, this is probably where you're starting to really truly come into yourself and who you were supposed to be
Yeah.
before we were trained out of it early on,
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
know?
100%. Yeah, and I think that, the biggest part is allowing yourself to support yourself in this transition, right? Allowing those moments to come and to feel into what they are. And I'm a huge advocate for, let's support the body fully, right? Because if our body is fully nourished and cared for, then the other systems can really work in alignment with that. So, like our spiritual self, our mental self, and our inner self, they need the meat suit to be working properly. So, that is why I have such a passion for sharing this kind of information, because I do think that the better we are health-wise, the easier it is to navigate. I have seen myself and many of the clients that I've worked with in the last couple of years that when we get to that space where our nervous system feels safe, where we are able to speak what we need to speak and feel safe and regulate ourselves that way, it makes a huge difference in the symptoms and how they show up. Because I do think that the symptoms are our body's way of talking to us and saying something's not really great right now, you know? So how do we support the body so that it doesn't keep screaming at us that something's not really great right now?
Yeah.
So that's what I love about having supportive products, having supportive community, and on all that.
How much ashwagandha is in the,
In the intercom,
yeah,
I would have to double check the label. I don't have it right here with me, but I can get you the exact numbers on that.
because I
Um,
take ashwagandha every night.
okay. So
But I heard saffron's supposed to be really good, no?
yes. So if you put ashwagandha, L-theanine, and saffron together, a lot of these herbs need each other and adaptogens need each other to fully be used and supported by the body. So when you put them together, you're going to get the 110% from each of them. That's why in the Estro-G, that's why they have the three components. I don't remember the sciencey names for the three components right now. But they put them together because they complement and they work with each other, right? So um, you want to think like, if you're making a stew, you don't want to just throw beef and water. It's gonna not work that way, right? You want to put all the ingredients together. And so that's what is happening. The ashwagandha on its own can be very good for helping with sleep and for rest, but it does need L-theanine to really kick it up a bit, for sure. At least L-theanine. Yeah.
Because I'm waking up, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. And are you finding that 2 o'clock in the morning kind of wake up or? Mm.
Well, yes and no, because most nights our dog wants out.
Mm.
So it's anywhere from 2 to 4.
Okay.
Would I
So
wake up if she didn't wake up? I don't know.
yeah. That's interesting because that is right in alignment with the cortisol spike. So maybe your maybe your dog's getting a cortisol spike.
Yeah.
She seems to be following, like she's getting she was very calm when we got her. She
Mm.
just, nothing bothered her. But now I feel she's picking up on my anxiety
Mm.
and
Mhm.
she is scared of everything.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I don't
interesting.
know.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Is it like, is she getting it from me? I don't know.
They can. They absolutely can pick up our anxiety and our stress for sure.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm sitting and I see something and I'm like, oh shit, or oh, she's running scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, she's probably picking up on your anxiety for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor little thing.
Yeah, so maybe doing meditations with her, right? Doing some nervous system regulation while she's present so that she can feel that you're regulating your nervous system at the same, because she'll feel that when your nervous system downshifts, she'll feel it too. She'll regulate as well.
Okay, I hope
100%.
so.
Yeah.
Because right now she's hating on our other dogs, so
Oh,
Oh.
we have to keep them all separated.
oh, yeah. She definitely could use some nervous system regulation.
And
Um,
those supplements are really good for thyroid support too, which a lot of
yeah.
times at this stage, our thyroids are starting to
Hmm.
go down.
Yeah.
So, you know, always worth next doctor visit, when you do blood work, check the thyroid, but check it deeper than their basic
Hmm.
panel.
Yeah. And even if your numbers come back normal, ask for the
Uh-huh.
numbers, right? Because
Yeah,
their low normal often indicates that there's actually an issue. So that's one
exactly.
thing that I learned the hard way. So yeah, definitely
Me
double
too.
check that. Yeah.
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 Even if
Okay.
you're at the lower end of normal, it's like, well, you're still low.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a range, but yeah, and low thyroid can cause the anxiety and
Mhm.
the mood instability and the sleep issues. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I love how
so
versatile the products are and these supplements. Like they support so many things, right? So it's such a holistic approach, and I love that. Steph says, I'm waking up around 4 and then tossing and turning the rest of the night and waking up completely exhausted. Yeah, so our cortisol as women spikes between 2 and 4. So when you go to bed stressed or at a higher level of stress, that your cortisol is going to wake you up at that time because it's preparing you for potentially a saber-tooth tiger coming to eat you the next day or something like that, right? Like our bodies are conditioned that way from millennia of being hunter-gatherers and needing to protect ourselves. So it's a protection mechanism that we don't need anymore, but our bodies doesn't really fully understand that. So setting up quiet before you go to bed is really important, or setting the tone, with a hot tea or an ashwagandha tea or something along those lines, for sure.
does that run alongside of sugar crashes in the middle of the night as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So, sugar and low protein, huge because your blood sugar When you fall asleep, your body goes into rest and digest. It's going to start to process whatever is in its system. It's repairing, it's doing all the things it needs to do to prepare you for the next day. And if you haven't given it enough protein, or if you have completely saturated your body with sugar, you're also going to get that massive spike and then that massive decrease. And then when that decrease hits, your brain is waking you up saying, "Oh my God, we're starving. We better
Yeah.
go find some food." Right? So same kind of deal. It's a whole thing. You got to do all of it together.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, ladies. This has been really amazing. Um, yeah, high protein snack before bed. Suki says yes. Yes. And if you need high protein snacks, please reach out. I am constantly creating in the kitchen. I have a bazillion recipes I love to share. So please reach out. Um, So I'm going to say that that's what we got for today. Suki, if you have anything you want to jump on and say, I know you turned your camera off, so you don't have to, but if there's anything else, if anybody has any more questions. And I want to say too that, if you're sitting here in this conversation, you're kind of like nodding along, you're feeling like maybe you should support yourself with some other things, or, you want more details on any of the stuff that we've talked about today. If you want help figuring out what's going to be a right fit for you, for your body, for what maybe you're going through right now, or like I said, if you just need like a good high protein snack idea, reach out to either Suki or I because we definitely can help you with that for sure. That is what we are here for. That is what these calls are for. And, if you're like, I'm not ready for any of this, then that's totally okay too. We're just here to share and to educate and let you guys know that you don't have to do this alone. So feel free to reach out at any time to either Suki or I, and we will be happy to share our knowledge and to help you. Oh, you're back, Suki. Do you have anything anything you want to add? You're on your walking pad.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta get my 8,000 steps. I'm almost there. So I figured I'd jump on here. No, I think that covers it. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add.
Okay, awesome.
Out of
Okay, ladies.
curiosity, is anybody on HRT or anything, or are most people doing it naturally, or
I can't take any hormones. So I had a really horrible experience with an IUD and a
oh,
hormone, like the ones with the hormones in it.
mhm.
So I can't remember what they're called right now. I completely brain farted on that. But I can't. There are some women that I do coach with, one-to-one coaching, that are on the HRT, and some are having really great experiences, others are not. So it really it's again, right? Our
Very
pathways are
individual?
so different. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not, and I'm too scared to go on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started a year ago on bioidentical
Mhm.
HRT. I've got a doctor in the same town who's an OBGYN, and he specializes in this. It's been going well so far. I do
Good.
take a progesterone, an estrogen cream, and a testosterone shot every month. It's been going well. It's not
Good.
perfect yet, but
Yeah.
I haven't had a hot flash in months, which I am
Oh,
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I really think this conversation is important to have because we're all so different, right? So it's okay. Like, you need to use what's going to work best for you. And if you find something that works, then hallelujah, right? Like, let's do it. So I'm glad to hear that it's working. Yeah. That's really good. Okay. Lorraine, did you have anything to add? Oh, we can't hear you, Lorraine. I don't know if she's talking to us or.
Oh, I think, are you muted? No, she's not muted.
No, she's not muted. We can't hear you, sweetie. No. Maybe you didn't attach your headphones. I don't know.